these other guys are queuing up for their turn. So it was just the same process, nothing more complicated than what I'm doing here. But please remember, you do need to be a little bit experienced in terms of the rate at which you allow the bird to ingest the mixture. And these guys are making more mess than they should, so perhaps I'm nervous in front of the camera here with Bill. So there we go. Now you may ask, and we can best demonstrate this perhaps on a smaller bird. Let's take Baby out of here. Again, Baby's developing well. His feathers are on schedule, but he came from the end of the last hatch in the clutch, doing his quaking action, beginning to nibble at my thumb. He wants his food. So you may ask, why am I putting this feed into the bird's mouth at an angle? Well, the answer is you need to get it down the right-hand side of the throat, because that's the route to the route here, the route through to the crop where he's going to store the feed and steadily consume it overnight. If you go the other way, you can effectively choke the bird, or aspirate would be a correct term, where you're getting the fluid, the feed, into the air passages. So it's got to go down the right hand side, and if you can pulse the food in roughly in tune with the jerking action of the bird as he consumes it, you're going to do a better job than just willy-nilly squirting it down his throat. Thank you very much. You can go. This bird, being younger, hasn't yet got his band on, I might add. So he's going to develop fine. Feather. You can actually see some of his crop holding a little bit with the feed. So he's probably coming along about 7 or 8 days behind his other birds. And then I've got to make sure that everyone gets fed. And when I'm grabbing, removing the bird from the aquarium here, I'm at the same time feeling that there's meat on the breastbone, and I'm just confirming there's no crop there. In other words, this guy hasn't been fed, so he should be cooperative in terms of taking his food. Come on. There we go. 1. So that's about 2.5 cc's. That's about another 3. That's 5.5. We've got 3 in there, so this will be 8.5 if he takes the whole lot. 8.5. Okay, he's going to have some more. So he's pretty much on the 12 cc mark. Over the coming week, he's going to be wanting less, we think. Right, who hasn't been fed? Here we go. Let's take this guy. If I happen to feed 6 in this demo, clearly one bird has had more than his fair share. Maybe this guy, because he's shaking his head left to right, which is perhaps indicating he's already had his supper. So let's do a more careful check to make sure I get them all. I'm losing track of how many I've done. This one definitely needs feeding. Although I think this guy, I can feel some food in there already, which isn't as liquidy as some of the others, so I think it's been going at the seed and feed pots. But he still likes the formula. Another fine, healthy bird. Now, the mathematics is not perfect, so there may be one in here that still hasn't been fed. I see a quaking bird here. The others are doing less quaking, except for Baby, who always wants to be fed. But this guy is quaking quite a bit, so he's probably telling me, although he does have a little bit of feed down his front, he's probably telling me either he wants some more or he hasn't been fed at all. Well, you're not getting any more. He's had his share. I can feel his gut. I'm going to give this one a little bit more. He doesn't seem to have quite enough. You going to have a drop more? Always best to give them a little bit more if they want it. But they can easily tell you. do the quaking action if they're hungry and want more feed, and they will do this business, withdrawing from the pipette if they've had enough. So there we go, and that's how we feed five Quakers. Are we going to do any more, or is this sufficient? I think we can probably do the others privately and put these guys to bed. Thank you.